Calculus! We are in AP Calculus. We are on self-check 4.3. So let's go through all of these questions. We have this function, which of the following is the equation of the line tangent? So as soon as you see equation line tangent, you do what? Y minus block is equal to block times x minus block, and we know it goes on each of these. This is our y1, our x1, and that is our slope. That is our f prime. So we have our x. Our x is -1. I can plug in -1 right here. To get my y, I plug it into f. So if I do that over here, f of, I'm plugging in -1, that's going to give me 4 times -1 to the power of 3 minus 5 times -1. This is going to be plus 3. So -1 to the power of 3 is -1. -1 times 4 is -4. So I have -4 there. -5 times -1 is a +5 and +3. So it's going to be 8 over here minus 4. That's going to be a +4. There is my y1. Let's change our color. There's y1. So far, so good? All right, and then to find the slope, that's going to be the derivative. So I'm going to take the derivative now. When I do that, f prime of x, that is going to be equal to 12x squared multiplied down, subtract 1, minus 5. Derivative of a constant is 0. Don't worry about him. And I need to plug in x equals -1. When I do that, and I plug in my -1 in here, that's going to be f. I guess I shouldn't have done green and red for red, green, colorblind Mr. Sindel. But when I do that, I have -1 squared is going to be +1, so it's going to be 12 minus 5, which is 7. Correct answer here is 7. And now we need to get into one of these forms. So I need to add 4 and distribute. So when I distribute, I get 7x and then minus negative, so +7, +7. And that thing is going to be added 4, so +4, 4 and 7. That makes an 11. So 7x plus 11, where are you? C. Preguntas. Rochelle? Nope. Should I wait here so you can copy down more? Should I wait here to copy down more, or do you want to move on? You finished? Arrow, Ben? Good? All right. Numero dos. Oh, too fast. We have a twice differentiable function, which is good because we need to take the second derivative. Oh, maybe don't. We need the approximation of f of 1.9 using the line tangent. As soon as I see line tangent, I need to write down y minus box is equal to box times x minus box. We know it goes in each of those because of the last problem. So let's go ahead and plug in 2 for x. Because this is my x, this is my y. My y is 1. It already told me that. Y is 1. I just need to find out the derivative at 2. And it tells me the derivative at 2 is 4. There's where 4 goes. How to get this information from these two is the hard part. Once you get there, then you're just plugging in. But make sure you know that. So x was 2, y was 1. Take the derivative at 2, and you get 4. There's my equation. Now I'm going to substitute in x equals 1.9. So let's go ahead and do that. So now x is now 1.9, and let's rewrite the rest of that equation. So it's going to be 1.9 minus 2, all of that times 4, and then I have to add 1 to it. I'm going to swing over the 1, so y is equal to all of that. 1 is right here now. 1.9 minus 2 is -0.1. -0.1 times 4 is -0.4. So now I have a -0.4 plus 1. And when I do that, I get 0.6. Correct answer is B. So beautiful.
Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh.
I trust
okay,
you.
If you say so, Mr. Sindel.
If Sophia said that, maybe not so.
No,
Okay.
I wasn't talking.
Yeah, since Sophia said it.
I'm teasing you. I'm sorry. All right.
It's
Are you?
positive 0.6 or positive 3/5?
Yeah, positive 3/5. Yep.
Yeah, I got negative.
You must have gotten a
Oh, wait,
positive.
no. Wait, yeah, I was on. No, number 2 I got right. Number 3 was also 0.6.
Ah, okay.
But format as a fraction, and that one I had a sign.
Okay.
Number 2 I got.
Rochelle, Arrow, good on number 2? All right, on to number 3. We have this function. Looks like we're going to be doing some integration here. Yeah, dy dx. And at that point, so let's plug in as soon as we can. Let's remember that. Go in and taking the derivative. I have 2y, y prime, minus, and then product rule. Let me write that down. 1 d2. Oh, what am I doing? d2 plus 2 d1. So 1 is -2x. So I'm going to include the negative as part of this. So -2x is my first thing. -2x, and then my second thing is going to be y. So 1 is -2x, And you don't have to do it that way. You could do it a different way, and that's fine. And then d2 is going to be y prime. And then 2d1 is going to be, and if you don't do it my way, you have to keep parentheses around everything that you're doing right here. Y prime, so 2 is going to be y, so plus y. And then d1 is going to be times -2 times -2. And that needs to be equal to, take the derivative of 21, that's a constant, that is 0. All right, simplifying this stuff and immediately plugging in 2 and 3. So when I plug in 2 and 3, 2 is going to be my x, so that's going to be a 2 there. And all my y's are going to be -3, so -3 is going to go there, -3 is going to go there. And rewriting the rest of the problem, we have 2 times that -3 times this y prime, minus 2 times this 2 times y prime, plus -3 times this -2 is equal to 0. All right, let's make sure we don't get that sign error. -6y prime, that's going to be a -4y prime plus 6 is equal to 0. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides, so I have -6 on this side. I need to factor out a y prime, so there's my y. Come on now. Y prime factored out, and on the inside I have a -6 minus 4 factored out, and I need to divide both sides by -6 minus 4, which is the same thing as, well, I guess I could have combined like terms to make it easier, but that's -10 right there. Divide both sides by -10, and I get -6 over -10, which is positive 3 over 5. Positive 3 over 5 is, there it is, e. E. I should have combined like terms. That would have been faster if I would have combined this to be -10, then just divided both sides by -10. I realize that now. I was just going fast and furious. 2 or 3 or 5, I don't know. Questions on number 3? I know. I use it every day now. It's better than the other one.
Wait, is that the one that
Kaylin made? Yeah. All right. No questions on number 3. We are moving on to the other side, number 4. We, again, are taking the derivative. So we have 2x plus product rule. So 1d2, 1d2 plus 2d1. And then I need to add 3y squared y prime is equal to 0. There is the correct derivative. No questions on that. All right, we're moving on to plug in anything. No, we can't plug in anything. I see that the form down here is really ugly. Let's go ahead and do that. So I need to get all the y primes on one side, all the non-y primes on the other. By the way, we just did this lesson in Algebra 1. It was a fun lesson. But you do learn the basics of this in Algebra 1. It was just kind of romantic to be like, you guys are going to eventually do AP Calculus maybe, and then you'll do the same thing with implicit differentiation. Anyway, so subtract 2x from both sides. So there's my -2x on that side, cross off on that side. There's my y on this side, minus y on that side. And I'm going to factor out my y prime at the same time. There's my y prime. On the inside, I have this x. I have this 3y squared plus 3y squared. Did I go too fast there? I just skipped like 3 steps. Maybe 2. I think I just skipped 2 steps. Moving things over and then factoring out the y prime. But we're okay with that? Because you guys are super speedy at your mental math. Then I'm going to divide both sides by x plus 3y squared, and I get y prime is equal to that same thing on the right, 2x minus y, and all divided by this x plus 3y squared. Is that one of these things? They factored out a negative, it looks like here, and there it is. Yeah, you can factor out the negative here, and that negative will turn positive. Positive, negative is on the outside, and that's how they factored out the negative. Questions on that? No questions? All right, and we're on to our last problem, number 5, an equation of the line tangent. Oh, boom, I see line tangent at its point of inflection. Okay, so we don't have an x-coordinate. The x-coordinate will come from the point of inflection. So we need the line tangent. So again, as soon as I see line tangent, I just go y minus blah, y1 equals to blah times x minus blah. And then we know that this is going to be our x1, our y1, our slope there, which is our f prime at the x. So we need to figure out our x-coordinate and the point of inflection, so we need to take the second derivative. The definition of a point of inflection, by the way, is what?
F double prime sine change.
F double prime sine change. There it is. So f double prime, I need that. So here's y prime. I should do that in red. Y prime is equal to 3x squared plus 6x, and constant is gone. Y double prime, let's change that to yellow. Y double prime is equal to 6x plus 6. If I set that equal to 0, I will find the possible points of inflection. So when I do that, I get x is equal to -1. And is that indeed a sign change? It is, because that's to a power of 1. That is an odd power. Odd powers, they flip over it, so therefore it is a sign change. I don't even need to check on my number line. That's how fast we are now. So x equals negative 1, there it is. X equals negative 1. When I plug in negative 1 into this, let's see here, an equation of the line tangent to this. So I need to plug in negative 1 to, equation. It doesn't matter what my y-coordinate is. I just need to have the correct slope. So that means I need to plug in this x-coordinate into my y prime. Rochelle has it, because I need to figure out this m. It really doesn't matter what my x is, because what's going to really affect things is the slope. One of these has the correct slope, the other have incorrect slopes. All we care about is a slope for this one. You can see that all of them have different slopes. Normally I could plug in a number and I could find the y-intercept, but it's saying don't even worry about the y-intercept, you just need to find the slope. So let's plug in this negative 1 into this y prime. When I do that, I get negative 1 quantity squared, and there's my negative 1 right there. Rewriting the rest of that equation, it's plus 6 there, 3 there. Y prime is equal to that. So negative 1 squared is 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. 3 minus negative 6 is negative 3. The correct slope is negative 3. There it is. Negative 3, correct answer is B. We don't care about the y-intercept. Questions on number 5.